Everybody needs money. Everybody wants to make money, but you need money to make money, and it's the vicious circle. Where do you go first? So Montreal has stepped up their game in terms of incubators and accelerators and VC firms. There are different trends and tendencies in the market that people overlook because everybody knows about the main big boys, the big players, about where to go. So as a sole proprietor, there's only so far I can go. If I don't have a corporation, there's only so far I can go, how much I can give of myself and of my business. I can't give shares as a sole proprietor, which is why you got to incorporate. In order to give your uncle shares, your uncle who believes in you and who wants to give you that 100K. But I don't necessarily want him to vote. So I can't do that if I'm not incorporated. So corporations, just so you know, I can't create a corporation. Tamil who wants to maybe create a new car company can't go out and start. You can't go to Tim Hortons and say, "Oh, hey, hi, my name's Tamil. Would you like to invest in my company? I'm going against Tesla, and I have a new thing where it's going to be run on whatever." You can't ask people for money without a prospectus, because the government wants to protect people to make sure that they're not investing in crazy ideas. Your idea may be very good. So the government says, okay, you know what? We'll let you, little guy who's trying to start a business, we're going to let you incorporate. But you know what? We're going to set parameters around who you can sell to, who can be part of this corporation. So whether you're federal or Quebec, there's certain things, there's certain realities that you have to live in if you want to exist. First of all, you cannot have more than 50 shareholders to be a private issuer, a private company. Okay? You're not ready to be a Videotron. You're not ready to be an SNC Lavalin. You're not ready yet. And the government cannot put the burden on you of making that kind of a structure. You don't want to be listed on the TSX. That would cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. Prospectus, financials, projections, verified financial statements. You can't do it. It's not possible. Maybe it is. I don't know. You'll tell me. Can you do it? Are you ready to do that? So the government says, you know what? We're going to exempt little companies from doing any of that, but you can't sell to more than 50. And even if you sell to 50 people, you can't go to the guy in the Tim Hortons and ask him for money. It's illegal. It has to be someone in your family. It has to be a qualified issuer, meaning the guy's got to have a certain bankroll in his bank, or he's got to have a certain asset class. He's got to be part of a certain community, certain institution. So the government wants to protect people from investing in your company. And that's fine. So what do? You have these shares, and sometimes you don't. So secrets of getting funding. We've used these guys as an example. They actually came to our office to try to get us in suits. They have a really cool business. And they're not paying me to say this. In fact, I don't even know if they know that they're on my slide today. Nathan Kong, tailor2go.com. Very cool business. He'll come to wherever you are. He'll take your measurements, and he'll put you in a suit. Very, very cool business. And these guys hustled and applied to, they won the Dobson Cup. They won that award. They won this award. They've bankrolled the whole company on the basis of just applying to all of these companies and all of these campaigns. They're all over the place. Not only did they get the exposure, they got bankrolled in a lot of them that they've actually won. So, in terms of funding, fantastic opportunities out there. There are databases that if you get in touch with me, if you get in touch with David Kinnan, who's right there, who's also in a suit, not a narc, but he's also in a suit. He'll tell you where to go and how to, depending on your industry, the kind of things that you can apply to. So those are a lot of the underground ones that people overlook, which can often unlock huge amount of resources and cash. Crowdfunding. Love crowdfunding, and our firm has done extensive research and has drafted articles about how to crowdfund properly and legally, more importantly, within the parameters of the AMF and the Ontario Exchange Commission. There's a list of crowdfunding campaigns that do have recognition, that are acknowledged for the purposes of raising money. Crowdfunding campaigns, you can raise up to 150K. Now, I'm not going to tell you how to run your crowdfunding campaign. You guys are a lot smarter than me in running it. But within the parameters of legal parameters, there's a lot you need to know with respect to taking the money, how much you can take per person, where that person is, and what you do with the money when you receive it. For example, what happens after receiving, which happens sometimes, you receive money, $100, and the person says, you know what? Give me my money back. I don't really believe in your product anymore, and I don't believe that you're going to succeed. What happens in that kind of a scenario? So these are all things that you need to know, things that you need to educate yourself on, depending on the crowdfunding campaign that you're operating. 15 minutes to incorporate. This is what we do. No legal fees. Our job in hooking up with people like you is to make sure that you have someone to speak to without paying money, to make sure that you are on the right track and that you have a law office to grow with. I'm not concerned about making money or about a short-term plan of incorporating. I do not care about incorporating fees. What I care about is making sure that you have a proper vehicle to grow and evolve and to become a going concern forever and ever. I'm more concerned about growing with you, and I'm more concerned about making sure that I can be there when things get interesting so that we can grow together. Our firm is very young, dynamic. There's 7 lawyers, all under 35, and I want to meet every single one of you. So thanks for listening to me. If there's anything else, speak to me, speak to David, and there's other people around that you can speak with. Thank you.